Wonderful to join so many of you today. Thank you for having me and for inviting me. You put me at a very tough spot after one of the many amazing panels, but in particular after a panel of trailblazers. So it's I don't know. I stay humble because in front of this audience it's not easy to face you from the position of a policymaker, because most of you are the doers. Most of you are the ones that actually deliver on your proposals and ideas. But I hope in my brief statement today, I will bring a couple of ideas that can bind us together and work together in the coming months. Let me begin by saying that in my preparation for today, I asked a member of my team, I said, could you go and look into one of these many strategies and files that we from the European institutions produce, and in particular the European AI Action Plan. Why did I do that? Is because we tend to produce documents that, in my opinion, are difficult to read. They have all these shiny words. They speak about objectives, frameworks, super factories, but sometimes I wonder, what do they actually mean? So we did something very simple, of course. We decided to ask one of the chatbots to explain it to us. We said, could we assess every vague word, every buzzword that is out there? What does it actually mean? What does it mean in practice? And what would it mean for a company such as Domus or Mistral AI, or companies such as Microsoft and OpenAI? And here's the interesting part. Even a US-trained AI model thinks Europe has potential. It sees the edge we have only if we get it right. So I want us for a moment to think about a European business, be it Italian, German, or maybe Bulgarian from my own country. One of those businesses wants to use AI. There's numerous reasons why they want to apply AI, whether to improve customer service or automate their logistic or to personalize marketing. But instead of trying to personalize existing models while paying big platforms per token, this company can go to the European AI factory. There's one in Germany, there's one in Italy, there's one in Bulgaria, and they can create their own instrument. They can actually build their own model. They can train it in their own language. They can tune it to their own voice. And there will be no vendor lock-in. There will be no foreign data transfers. And what is more, you can use also open source platforms, and the European factories can fine-tune them with your data. They can make sure that they're safe and compliant, and they can deploy them on European infrastructure while avoiding foreign cloud infrastructure. Basically, what I'm trying to say is that we are creating something that would enable European businesses to have full control over your model and data at a lower cost as well. That kind of practical strategic edge Europe can build. Not just AI for the sake of AI, but one that truly serves our European businesses and our citizens. So having given you this example, I want you to know that I'm not delusional in the world we live today. We live in a world that is in this madness of competition to achieve AGI. A competition that I think it reminds very well to a space race or the Cold War. But I think we should be clear. What Europe needs is not necessarily a new generation of weapons. It's not world dominance either. It's not superhuman intelligence. What Europe needs is a wave of technology that modernizes all of its industry, its backbone, its strength that brings added value and increases its competitiveness. We don't necessarily need to chase a European ChatGPT as part of the superintelligence race. Actually, we should think twice, as this is a race with no rules, by the way. And I don't believe we necessarily need to be sucked in this power competition through AI. What we need is a reliable infrastructure, computing, connectivity, human-centric rules for AI, and most importantly, human ideas and talent, something that this gathering over these few days provides in abundance. Secondly, I think I want to use once again the example of the European AI factories, and I want to say Europe is not helpless. We can and must have our own European approach. So far, I believe we have a direction, we have infrastructure, we have plans, but Europe will try to develop autonomous infrastructure, to develop also niche, narrow AI models to serve the needs of businesses, not the needs of world dominance. We will have to invest heavily in AI factories. We'll have to help businesses, small, medium, and even more the big industries in order to understand, to plan, and to most importantly, apply and implement AI in their change. We will have more AI factories and computing data centers, but we will make sure that these don't become a monument or a statue of our own ambition. They must become the tools for the necessary and so needed transformation. They must be accessible, not just for the researchers in Berlin or Brussels, but to every entrepreneur, whether they are based in Plovdiv, Porto, or Pécs. Thirdly, but not lastly, we will develop AI that is not going to put at risk humanity. We will keep it an instrument and not an agent. That means that the European AI will help us become more productive and more competitive, not more helpless. We need AI that serves our people, not AI that replaces them. We need AI that strengthens our industries and not AI that distracts us with artificial personalities. By building AI that is transparent, explainable, multilingual, and aligned with democratic values, by supporting SMEs and not just unicorns, by investing in open source model, not just proprietary platforms. And this leads me to something very close to my heart, because I like to call myself European, and I wouldn't be here should back in 1950 someone didn't propose a new idea. Back in 1950, after the aftermath of war and division, Robert Schuman stood before Europe and did not propose a new weapon. He stood for a new idea, and that was cooperation through shared infrastructure. That vision at the time created the European coal and steel community, which later became the European Union. Today, I would like us to use the same approach. We need to embrace AI, but we need to do it in a European way, based on our values, based on the initiative of our businesses, while understanding the world. That would be the biggest edge, the biggest European edge in the AI race, I believe. Thank you.